Namaste, sir.
Namaste. Okay, we will get started.
Yes, sir. Sir.
So we will start with the prayer. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Krishna.
Om Shri.
You want to repeat after me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Krishna Yadavendraya.
Krishna Vendraya.
Jnanamudraya Yogine.
Dhyanamudhraya Yogini.
Nathaya Rukmanishaya.
Nathaya Ruktani Ishaya.
Namo Vedanta Vedine.
Namo Vedanta Vedini.
Vyasaya Bhavanashaya.
Vyasaya Bhavanashaya.
Shrishaya Gunarashaye.
Shishaya Gunarashaye.
Hridyaya Shuddhavidyaya.
Krisyaya Rudravidyaya.
Madhvaya cha namo namaha.
Madhvaya Manuja.
Madhvaya cha namo namaha.
Madhvaya Janamo Namaha.
Okay. So one prayer I will do for all of you. Okay. So this one I will do is Yas Chandasam Vrishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyodhyamritat Sambabhuva Samendro Medhaya Sprunoto Amritasya Devadharano Bhuyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam Jihva Me Madhumattama कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मण कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Okay, so we are doing Bhagavad Gita. As you know, we have previously talked about it that Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Right? It comes, Mahabharata is the great epic which has 1 lakh shlokas, right? And the first shloka of Mahabharata, it is a tradition to recite that shloka. So I'll recite it. I will teach this shloka to you later on. Okay. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim swarasatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. So we do the namaskar to all the gods before we start our study. Okay. So in the last 2 classes, we have learned few things that the Bhagavad Gita is being told by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra asks him to tell him what is happening in the battlefield. Okay. So Sanjaya is narrating the Bhagavad Gita, what happened in the battlefield, and the Upadesh that Lord Krishna gives to Arjuna in the battlefield. Right? So it's a dialogue. Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Arjuna and Lord Shri Krishna. We talked about the dilemma. Okay, we remember we talked about the sometimes we have some conflict. There are two choices to make. We don't know which choice to make. That is called dilemma. Okay, so Arjun has a little bit of a dilemma at this point of time. He wants to know whether he should fight or not. He is having he is having some doubts about what is the right thing to do. Okay, so he's going through some difficulty. We saw that last time we saw that people who do the wrong deed. Okay, they also, and if they have done immoral act, okay, they will have fear in the heart. So we learnt a shlokas also related to that. Saghosho dhartarashtanam hridayani vedarayat. Hmm? So when the conch shells are blown, right, in the battlefield, then the Kauravas, who are bad people, right, they get scared with that loud noise of the battlefield. And now Arjuna is he says, I will not fight the war, because he sees Bhishma Pitamaha and Dronacharya in front of him, okay, whom he loves very dearly. Okay, Dronacharya was his teacher, right? He taught him all the Dhanur Vidya, whatever archery he knows. And then Bhishma Pitama, he is his great 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 grandfather. Okay, and when Arjuna was little, he used to play in his lap. So he loves his grandfather, great 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 grandfather Bhishma Pitama very much. So when he fights against them, he knows that he may have to kill them in the battlefield. So he doesn't want to fight. Okay? This doubt that he has in his mind, this dilemma, is called Kashamalam. Okay? So Bhagwan Krishna, he tells him, how come you are getting this doubt and dilemma at this wrong, inappropriate time, when both the armies are standing there, right? And you are in the middle of the battlefield, and now you are saying, I will not fight. Hmm? So he asks him. So in this chapter, we are doing today, we will do the second chapter. It is called Sankhya Yoga. It's called Sankhya Yoga. Okay. So there are few concepts that we will talk about. But before that, let's do few shlokas from this chapter, and we'll talk about the meaning of these shlokas also. Okay. So this one, what we do is this is the first time we are going to do these two shloka. These are not shloka, but these are the namaskar to Lord before we start our shloka chanting. Okay, so you will repeat after me. You can unmute and you can repeat after me. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Shri Guru
We'll do it 3 times, okay? Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Shri Guru Namaha Haral Om
Hmm. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha Hari Om.
Okay. Then the next one is Sri Hanumat Bhim. Repeat after me. Sri Hanumat Bhim
Shri Hanumat Bim
Madvantargat
Madhvantargata
Ram Krishna Ved Vyasatmaka
Rama Veda Vyasaka
Ram Krishna
Rama Krishna
Ved Vyasatmaka
Veda Vyasaka
Sri Lakshmi Hayagrivaya Namaha.
Shri Lakshmi Haragivaya Namaha.
Okay, so from this chapter, we'll do few shlokas today. Yes, from the second chapter, which is called Sankhya Yoga. So repeat after me. So 3 times we will do. Okay, every pada. So I have colored it in blue color. This we'll repeat 3 times. Then we go second pada. We'll repeat it 3 times. Similarly, we'll go on and on, so and forth. Okay. Dehinosmin yatha dehe
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
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 कौमारं यौवनं जरा
जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
यौवनरोरम्यो जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारोरम्यो जरा
तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
तथा देहरप्राप्तिः
तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
देहरतरप्राप्तिः
तथा देहान्तर
तथा देहांतर
प्राप्तिः
प्राप्तिः
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
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 we'll do the one two pada at a time now, okay? देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा
देहिनो संयत देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
क्यावनोरं
यौवनं जरा
जरा
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा
देहिनो संयत देहे कोमानोरम
Okay, so we'll continue with the next shloka. We will do only right now, we'll do pada by pada. Okay, then later on, we will learn how to do it two padas at a time and then the full shloka. Okay, so let's go to the next shloka. We'll go to the next shloka. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
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 मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा
कर्मफलहेतुर्
मा कर्मफल
मा कर्मफल
हेतुर्भुर्मा
हेतुर्भुर्मा
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा
ते संगो असत्वकर्मणि
ते संगो सत्वकर्मणि
ते संगो सत्वकर्मणि
ते संगो सत्त्वकर्मणि
ते संगो सत्त्वकर्मणि
ते संगो सत्त्वकर्मणि
Okay, very nice. So we'll do few more shlokas. Okay? This is this is also from the Upanishad. Okay, this is also this shloka is very nice. It talks about how our soul is, okay? Our atma. Okay? न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित्
न जायते विरयेति वा किञ्चित्
न जायते
न जायते
म्रियते वा कदाचित्
विरयते वा कदाचित्
न जायते म्रियते
न जायते म्रियते
वा कदाचित्
वा कदाचित्
न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित्
न जायते विरयते वा कदाचित्
न जायते म्रियते
न जायते म्रियते
वा कदाचित्
वा कदाचित्
नायं भूत्वा भविता
नायं भूत्वा भविता
नायं भूत्वा भविता
नायं भूत्वा भविता
वा न भूयः
वा न भूयः
वा न भूयः
वा न भूयः
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
अजो नित्यः
अजो नित्यः
अजो नित्यः
अजो नित्यः
शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
अजो नित्यः
अजो नित्यः
शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
नवन्यते हन्यमानस्ते
न हन्यते
न हन्यते
हन्यमाने शरीरे
माने शरीरे
न हन्यते
न हन्यते
हन्यमाने शरीरे
हन्यमाने शरीरे
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
Okay, we'll do two more shloka. Okay,
ओके सर
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः
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 सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते
सङ्गस्ते सुपदायते
सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते
सङ्गस्ते सुपदायते
सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते
सङ्गस्ते सुपदायते
सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः
सङ्गात् सञ्जयेते कामः
सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः
सङ्गात् सञ्जयेते कामः
सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः
सङ्गात् सञ्जयते कामः
कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते
कामक्रोधोऽपि जायते
कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते
कामात् क्रोधोऽपि जायते
कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते
कामात् क्रोधो हि विजायते
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः
क्रोधाः भवति सम्मोहः
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः
क्रोधाः भवति सम्मोहः
क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः
क्रोधाः भवति सम्मोहः
सम्मो सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात्
सम्मोहात्
स्मृतिविभ्रमः
स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात्
सम्मोहात्
स्मृतिविभ्रमः
स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति
very nice. Okay. Okay, so we will talk a little bit about this chapter. Okay, so we saw that sometimes good people also face difficulties in life. Okay, we also learned that dharma is very important for us to uphold. Okay, because dharma will protect those who protect the dharma. If people follow the dharma, means righteous path, they follow truthfulness in their lives, then the dharma will protect them. So Arjuna has a lot of doubts whether he should fight or not, right? And he advanced arguments saying that the war has a lot of bad things that come out of it. People will die in the war, right? And then what happens is then people stop following their tradition, which is called Kul Dharma. Okay, and the women and children, when people go in the war, all the soldiers they will get killed, right? Many people will get killed, and then what happens is then their kids and their wives they don't have any protection. Okay, when they don't have protection, then they will suffer. Okay, because of that there will be uh, it will cause moral degradation in the society. Okay, and with the moral degradation, when there is nobody to protect them, then the kul dharma or the tradition and the culture value and tradition they will get lost, it gets destroyed. So these are the argument Arjuna has made. Okay, so he in the beginning, when then uh, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that Kutastva Kashamalamidam Visame Samupastitam Anaryam Ajushtam Aswargam Akirtikaram Arjuna. How come in this most inappropriate time when people are ready to fight in the battle, now you are saying I don't want to fight? It's not the appropriate time, Arjun, to say these things. Now you are in the battle, you have already reached here, you have to fight. Then Arjuna says, then he comes and tells the real reason why he doesn't want to fight, which is that his great 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 grandfather is there, and then his guru Dronacharya is there. How can he kill them? That's what he says. Okay. So, but it is very important to for him to fight the battle, because as we saw Duryodhan was an evil person, right? He was an evil person. If the king is evil and he does not follow the righteous path, then people in his kingdom also will stop following righteous path, right? So if the people are bad, what will happen in the society? People will stop behaving properly, and if they stop behaving properly, then what will happen? Good people in that society, in that country will suffer. So the Kshatriya Dharma is to fight the war and remove the unjust king. Anyway, we saw that Duryodhan was a very evil person. He tried to poison the Pandavas. He tried to take away their kingdom, right? Sent them to the forest to live for 13 years, right? In one of the years that they had to live in incognito, means they should not be discovered. If they got discovered, then they will have to repeat the whole thing, another 13 years of exile. So he had schemed to get Pandavas, who were his cousin, ousted from their kingdom. Okay? So it is important for him to fight this war. Okay? Arjuna has lot of deep respect for Lord Krishna. Okay, he knows that he is the avatar of the God himself, right? Supreme being. He is the supreme being, and he has been told by sage Narada, and also Bhagwan Vyas has told him that Lord Krishna is the supreme being. Okay, when when Lord Krishna tells him that now you have to fight this world, how can you not fight it? Then he teaches me, he requests Bhagwan Krishna to give him Upadesh. You teach me what is right So I can overcome this overpowering grief that he is going through that. Okay. So then Lord tells him about what is the jiva. Okay, what is the atma? Atma. So we have our body, right? But there is a separate thing from our body, which is the atma, which is the soul inside of this body. Okay. Atma and soul is eternal. It is unchanging. It is pure self beyond your body and mind. Okay. It is never born and never dies. Our body, we are born in this body, but the Atma is eternal. Okay. It does not die. So it is not affected by emotions, illness, or success or failure. Okay. So some of the shloka that we learned, they are about that. Okay. So first shloka, we said Dehino ismin yatha dehe. Okay. In this body, just like this body goes through the youth, young, when you are a little boy, girl, right? And then you become adult, and then you become old age. So, but the inside, the indweller of this body, the Atma, is experiencing these three different states, right? The youth, the adult, and the old age. But this also, this Atma will change the body. When we die, we get another birth. That is, that time, the same soul is there, which is getting a different body. So, because of that, people who know this thing, they will not get affected. Okay. So, they will not be deluded by this. Therefore, you must do your swadharma. Okay. Then Swadharma, what is Lord saying, telling Arjuna that you have only the adhikara or the eligibility to do your duty. So depending upon where you are, what you are doing. For example, if you are a student, your duty is to study, right? Wake up early, go to school. So those are your duties. So you have the eligibility to perform your duty, but not on the results of your actions. You never have the control over the results. You will be, according to your work, the God will give you the results. Okay. If you worked hard, then you may get good results. But the result is not in your hand. The result is in the hand of the God. So we should not attach ourselves with the results and do our duty. We should study without worrying about the end result. What we will get, whether we will come first in the class or not. We should study still, right? So if you get attached to the results, then what happens? Then you will feel sorrow and happiness. You will become sorrow, and that could affect you in your studies. If you get focused on the result, then it affects you. Then Lord is telling him more about the Atma. Okay, Atma, the soul, it is neither born and nor it dies. The Atma is eternal. Okay, it is eternal because of the grace of the Lord. Okay, when the body dies, it still does not die. The Atma does not die. So therefore, if Arjuna, the reason he's telling this to Arjuna is because your Bhishma Pitamaha and Dronacharya, if their body is lost in this war, if they are killed in this war, that doesn't, you don't think that they will be killed, because their Atma is eternal. It will not be killed. So you should not grieve for them. Then later also, this Lord is telling him, if one starts to, then he's telling about how to maintain equanimity. Okay. And what are the causes of these grief and the happiness that one experiences. What causes the downfall of people? Dhyayate Vishyan Punsaha. When you start to think about the results and the object that you want, then what happens is the attachment to that object starts to develop in your mind. Okay. Then with attachment, what happens is the desire will come that I want this thing, I want that thing, I want to be this, I want to be that. And if those desires are not fulfilled, then you will get upset. You will feel upset. And when you get upset, you will get angry. Okay? When one becomes angry, then what happens is then they lose their power of discrimination. They don't know what is right and what is wrong. Okay? So when the discrimination is lost, power of discrimination, you don't know what is right and what is wrong, then what happens? Then the downfall happens. So this is a good teaching that Lord Krishna has given it to him in Bhagavad Gita, this chapter. Okay. So, so we talked about that there is a separate entity from our body, right, which resides, our Atma resides in our body. That is how we identify ourselves. A lot of time what happens, because we are not distinguishing between our body and our soul, we identify this body as ourselves. So Lord is telling him to not to understand that there is a soul is eternal, just like the clothes that we wear on our body, right, and we change the cloth. Similarly, the soul wears this body, and after this body is lost, then the soul will get another body. Okay, Swadharma means the duty that is uh, the Arjuna is supposed to do. Okay, the righteous path. All of us have our own dharma. Swadharma means our own dharma. Everybody has their different duties. For example, you have your duty as a student. Your parents have other duties as parents. So everybody has their own duty, and which is what we must follow in our lives. So when we follow the Swadharma, we need to understand, to follow the Swadharma, we want to understand what is our purpose, what is our responsibility, and we follow it with devotion, integrity, and detachment from results, not getting attached to the results. Then what happens is, if we do that, then we follow our personal growth. We will get spiritual elevation. We'll reach closer to the God. Okay. So this also, Swadharma is also related to Nishkam Karma. It represents, Nishkam Karma means it represents the idea of selfless action. It's not, you're not doing it for any materialistic gain. You're doing it just because it is your dharma, and you're doing it to obtain the devotion in the Lord, to obtain his grace. So performing one's duties without attachment to the result or the desire for personal growth. Okay. And person who is unmoved by joy and sorrow and is detached from material pleasures, who is completely self-controlled and centered on the self, means the Lord. He is called Sthit Pragya. Okay. So let's talk about a story. Okay. There was a um, there was a boy. His name was Nachiketa. Okay, uh, and that represents some of the very interesting things that are also part of this chapter, second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And it this story is uh, from Kathopanishad. Okay, so Nachiketa was a very young boy. Uh, he was very curious boy. Okay? His father was a sage, and he was performing a big sacrifice where he said he will give away everything. Okay? But Nachiketa, he noticed that something was not right. His father was offering old and weak cows instead of healthy cows. Okay. And so Nachiketa asked his father, Father, is this truly a worthy offering? Shouldn't we give our best to God? When we make a offering or the dana, when we do the dana, we should do the best thing. We should offer the best thing because you're doing it as a devotion to the Lord. His father got angry at being questioned like this. Okay. So he said, Nachiketa kept asking me, who are you giving me to? Okay. So he said, I give you to Yama, the god of death. Okay. Yamaraj is where when everybody dies, they go to Yamaraj. Okay. And though his father said it in anger, Nachiketa took it very seriously. Then he left for the abode of Yama, okay, the Lord of Death, determined to learn the truth. Okay. So when he reached there, Yamaraj was not there. He was away. He had gone out. For 3 days he was not there. So Nachiketa waited there for 3 days, 3 full days without food and water. Okay. When Yama returned, he was deeply impressed by boy's patience and devotion. And then he asked, okay, you are here for 3 days, so I will give you three boons. Okay. And because you have earned it. So first boon he asked is let my father be peaceful when I return. Okay. He said his father should not be angry. And Yama said, okay, I will grant it to you. Then he says, second boon he asks is teach me the fire ritual. The fire ritual is basically uh, the it's not a literal sacrificial fire, but the offering to the supreme inner fire of knowledge that burns away ignorance, and this it helps us uh, overcome this sansara bondage of sansara leading to the moksha. Okay, so this is what Nachiketa teaches him. Then the third boon, when the time comes for the third boon, so Nachiketa asks, what happens after death? Okay, so Yama hesitated. He said, this boy is asking lot of uh, spiritual questions. Even the God wonder about this, he says. Ask for something else, gold, kingdoms, long life. But Nachiketa replied, all those things will fade. I want to know the truth that never fades. Okay. So finally, Yama was pleased and he said, you are wise beyond your years, Nachiketa. The soul is eternal, never born and never dying. It cannot be cut, burned, or destroyed. Okay. Nachiketa returned home, but with knowledge, like not with treasure, but with knowledge that lasts forever. So we learnt that shloka that Yamraj told Nachiketa, न जायते म्रियते व कदाचित नायम भूत्वा भविता न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोयम पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Okay, so that was uh, the Nachiketa's story. Okay, so some key takeaways for us from this chapter is that the Atma is eternal and imperishable. Okay, it lives inside of our body, but it is different from our body. Just like we change clothes, the Atma will go from transmigrate from one body to another body. Performing one's righteous duty is more important than worrying about loss and gain. Right? We should be focused on doing our duty rather than worry about the results. We should not be attached to the result. When we do our duty, we should not be attached to the results. And we should be unmoved by joy and sorrow. Okay? We should not get emotionally attached to joy and sorrow. We should have detachment from material pleasure, and we should be that will give us self control and allow us to be centered in the Paramatma, in the God. Okay. Okay. So, and you guys have any questions? You have any questions you want to ask?
Sir, they want to tell yesterday's slokas.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yesterday,
They
shloka
prepared.
you want to
They
tell?
prepared, sir.
Okay. Very nice. So I will pull up yesterday's shloka.
Who read first? Who read first, Nana? ధర్మక్షేత్రే కురుక్షేత్రే దగ్గర నుంచి పిల్ల అవసరం లేదు ఫస్ట్ యజ్ఞ విల్ టెల్ అది చెప్పిన అర్థార్ టైం వేస్ట్ చేయి
Okay. Who wants
మహాన్
to tell?
యు వాంట్
Okay. One by one, everybody will do. Okay.
ఫస్ట్
You want to do Janvi free first?
Sir, my name is Egna Reddy, sir.
Yajna ready? Okay. All right.
హర్ నేమ్ యజ్ఞ రెడ్డి హర్ సిస్టర్ నేమ్ ఈజ్ ల్యాప్టాప్ సార్
Okay.
యజ్ఞ విల్ టెల్ సార్
Okay, Yajna.
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेते युयुस्तवः मामक पाण्डवश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय पास्येतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतिं चमुं योधां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता.
Very, very nice. Okay. Anyone else has prepared?
Sir,
Ha.
రేష్మా
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः. अथ श्री अथ
శ్రీమద్ భగవత్
अथ श्री श्रीमद् भगवत गीता अथ
ప్రథమ
प्रगमोऽध्यायः.
Hmm.
अर्जुन 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 विषाद जयोः.
Very nice.
నెక్స్ట్
Okay. So, anybody else wants to recite? You will do? Okay. Okay. You do that.
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः. अथ श्रीमद् गीता अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः. अरुणाभिषाद्योगः.
Okay. Very nice.
Sir, I will say, sir.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवश्च किमकुर्वत सञ्जय पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतीं चामुं यूदं रूपत्रिणे ताव शिष्येतन धीमता.
Okay. Very nice. All of you guys did very, very well. Very nice. Okay. Keep practicing and you will become much better. Try to also memorize it. Okay. I will send the recording for the shlokas that we did today. Okay. I have some questions for you guys. Okay. So Arjuna, he is afraid to fight because he thinks he will lose his family, right? He's Acharya and Bhishma Pitama forever, right? How does the understanding that the soul is immortal, right? It does not die, and it is not born. Help us face this challenge. How will it help Arjuna? If Lord tells him, how will it help Arjuna in fighting the war?
Classes.
Yes. If the soul is immortal, then
Lord told
Hmm.
classes, sir,
Hmm.
for Arjuna.
Ha. Say that again. Yeah, Lord told Arjuna that soul is immortal. Then what is Arjuna's fear? What is he fearful of?
Uh, he, he is not interested to kill his relatives, sir.
He doesn't want to kill his relatives. Yes. But if he knew that the soul is eternal, then will he go fight the war?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So that's why God is telling him that even if this body dies, you are not actually killing them. The soul is because soul is eternal. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. It is not born and it does not die. Okay, if the body is like a clothing, okay, and the soul is the wearer of that body, right? What does it tell us about who we really are?
Sir, once again, you can tell correct, sir.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, so if body is like a our clothes, okay, and the Atma is wearing this
Atma.
body. Hmm? So what? Who are we?
I'm Atma.
We are Atma. Okay. So we are Atma. We identify ourselves with this body, but this body is only temporary. Okay, what does it mean when Lord Krishna is telling karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana? You have the right to work, but not to the fruit of work. What does that mean? You have the right to do work, but not to the results.
Yes, sir.
Then what does it mean?
మన పని మనం చేసుకోవచ్చు రిజల్ట్స్ అదే వస్తాయి we will do our work results come automatically if we do our work results will come automatically
Yeah, that's very nice. Okay. Uh, so Lord Krishna says so basically you can do your work, but don't be attached to the results. Okay. We should do our duty, not be attached to the results. Okay? Treat success and failure, pleasure and pain the same way. Okay. But it is very hard. Why is it hard to do this? How might practicing this sort of thing, this balance, help you stay calm when things don't go your way? Okay. Okay. Tell me something that is your duty. What you understand by duty, dharma.
it is our duty to respect elders
Respect elders.
my duty is to wake up early
Yeah.
and go to school regularly
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So we will, for today, we will pause here and then we will again resume on Wednesday. We'll meet again on Wednesday.
Sir, do you know Tamil, sir?
No, I don't know Tamil.
Sir, Reshma Vashni can't understand English. She know only Tamil, but she trying, sir.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Sridevi, name of the Sridevi.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so
No
yeah,
worries, okay,
so
sir.
you
Our
some of
mother
you can
will
help
help.
her
Sir, our mother will
translate.
help, sir.
Hmm? Okay,
Yes, sir.
we'll do a small prayer and then we'll
Okay, sir.
wrap up the class today.
Right.
ओम प्रातः कालादिकं कर्म नित्यनैमित्तिकं तथा केशव आराधनार्थाय करिष्येऽहं तव आज्ञया श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chapter.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, sir.
All of you did really, really well. I'm gonna share the recording
Thank you, sir.
of the shloka, and then you can
Thank you,
practice
sir.
more.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Namaste, sir. Bye, sir.